Welcome to DC.
And here it comes. Swing and a miss. And a World Series Game 7 winning Curly W is in the books.
Dagger! It's 1974. The Washington Capitals are the 2018 Stanley Cup champions.
Don't like that. I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
Despite all this, despite the churn, my approval ratings keep going up.
We are ready to give our 500% support back to this franchise, back to this city, back to this team after Snyder leaves. And then this is the poo-poo you put on the field.
For the very first time, the Washington Mystics are WNBA champions.
The Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels.
I'm going to support fake teams that can't ruin my life.
Did you call bank? I call game.
Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business.
Well, boys, it happened. Dallas week has come and has gone. Sorry about the abrupt audio transition there, but Dallas week has come and gone. We did not fare well, to say the least. Episode 355, Defeating the Curse. My name is Joe. FP and Dala are here. I think we have to start by just before we air grievances and the painful memories of Sunday. I think we need to acknowledge the general state of the three of us. We did see each other in 4D on Monday night. And I'm going to go first here and just say the general air around the table was deflated, annoyed, disappointed. This is going to be a very dark month, I think, for Commanders fans. I don't want to believe that the season is slipping away, and I don't want to bury the lead here at the jump. But I feel like we need to be honest with the DTC listeners and the fans and everybody else that checks in on the show from time to time. Nobody wanted to do episode 355 talking about Dallas. I think there were ideas pitched. We can do a baseball only World Series preview show. We can do an NBA only season preview show. We could talk about Eminem and 50 Cent and the fake AI music covers that are circulating all over YouTube and Instagram. My algorithm right now is very strong. But at last, we arrived back here talking about the Commanders, talking about Dallas, talking about JD5 and his injury, talking about this defense and Joe Witt. And even now, I see it on your faces. Nobody's happy. Nobody wants to do this, but we have to. FP, I'm not going to ask if you're recovering. I know. I'm not going to ask how you're feeling because I already know. But we're a couple days removed now from that beatdown, and there's no other way to describe it. What thoughts are still running through your mind at this point?
I have two thoughts. One, we've started too many episodes this season with me going, ugh, because
at least four. Yes.
At least four. Two things, right? I've said one repeatedly, the NFC Championship game was the best thing to happen to this fan base, simultaneously the worst thing to happen to this fan base. We as a fan base did not deserve to see this team in the NFC Championship game and get that amazing start to JD5 season. We did not deserve it. This is a fan base that has been waiting to see this team from out of the cloud of Dan Snyder. And we got that. And it's great. And we're all happy and giddy and joyous. Management is good. Ownership is good. Everything's improving. Stadium's going back to DC. All of these good things are happening. But that NFC Championship game completely skewed reality for this fan base. And this is a fan base that is not healthy. We have serious PTSD here in Washington, D.C., and we cannot handle anything. And even the adversity of this season, we go scorched earth 0 to 100 immediately, and we don't deserve anything good right now. And this team is not good, and we have gone through the reasons. Mine is being Ron Rivera has made us an expansion team because he wasted 4.5 seasons, and we built no team.
Oh, I have a Ron Rivera take too. It's a little bit different than yours,
but I mean, we do not deserve to be. We don't deserve Jaden Daniels. We don't deserve Dan Quinn. We don't deserve AP. We don't deserve anything good because this fan base is too traumatized. This entire fan base, and maybe this is the role of DTC, is we need to be like the psychiatrists to the DC fan base because we deserve nothing good and we don't know how to handle just the slightest improvement of our life.
I knew this was going to be a dark episode. I wasn't. Look at Andy's face.
I'm just listen. There's so much X's and O's that I would love to talk about, and I would really love to dig into coverage and scheme and personnel and what Joe Witt is and isn't doing, what Dan Quinn is and isn't doing, and how he's always on the headset, all of that. I would love to dig into all of that. But unfortunately, DC is the world of hot takes and clickbait and rage bait and revisionist history, and we don't deserve good. We do not deserve it good. But I will finalize what I'm saying with this. Thank God the struggles that we're seeing this year is in Jaden Daniels' second year and not his third and fourth year, right? If you're going to have a slump, a sophomore slump, let it be your sophomore slump. Let it be the second year of your rookie contract. And then hopefully a lot of things get identified. AP can go cook, hopefully, successfully and doesn't make a bunch of slop. But this is the season where if everything was going to go wrong and health was going to be a disaster and everything was just going to blow up in our face, this is the season for it. And I take solace in knowing that this is just the recipe of teams that are in a real building momentum, right? Like we're coming out of the Great Depression of Dan Snyder, right? We're finally see the light. We got to take a beat and know, okay, that championship game was nice, and maybe it was just like a reward from the heavens for all of that we struggled through. But now the real work begins, and we got to go into it. And God, do we have so much work? So much work.
There's a lot there, FP. But it sounds like in the end, you're giving a thumbs up to Mom that everything's going to be okay. So, but Andy,
nice dig.
You still look quite unhappy. You were unhappy yesterday when I saw you in person in the morning and in the afternoon or / evening. Andy was rage running on the treadmill in the morning at the gym, and he was unhappy to say the least when we had some cold ones last night.
Sunday was a rough day.
Sunday was a rough day.
Not just
How are you feeling today, though?
Yeah, no, not just for the Commanders getting their asses completely whooped. I lost in fantasy to the most annoying commissioner.
Fantasy team.
The Capitals lost. Liverpool lost. To Manchester United. The Commanders lost to the Cowboys. Like, Sunday was just a terrible day for me.
Yeah, but Max won at F1.
Yeah, I don't care about Max at all. Hate Max, actually.
You can't cheer him up, FP. He just wants to be upset.
I mean, he even hated the waiter last night for no apparent reason. Everybody was just on Andy's shit list.
That guy
the waiter, to be fair, he was fine.
He wasn't.
See, you're just in one of those moods. Your week is ruined, and I empathize with you. But I mean, how do we? What thought is lingering with you at this point? The Chiefs are on deck, and we'll talk about them. But the Dallas beatdown was bad.
We've beaten the Chiefs once ever in the history of our times playing. We're 1 for 10. We've never really beaten them. We're not going to beat them this, Monday? We play Monday night? We're not going to beat them Monday night. With or without JD5, we're not going to beat them. After that, we have Seattle.
Coming off of a bye.
Yeah.
Coming off of a bye. We're going to lose that one, right?
Multiple teams this season, we faced them coming off of
Lions.
a bye.
Yeah, we're the next 3 games. I think they're calling it the gauntlet, right? We're going to end up being 3-7, and then we play the Dolphins. I think, like, at this point, I mean, we definitely hit the panic button. We're not going to make the playoffs.
This is my guy.
We're definitely not going to make the playoffs, and we need to start thinking. What I've been thinking about, and I think I told FP this, is we mortgaged, and it's not the wrong thing to do, but we might have gone too far. When I say we, I mean AP. He might have just gone a little bit too far.
Careful, FP's going to attack you here because how he feels about.
It's the right thing to do because we have to take advantage of his rookie contract in the window.
Yes.
but I think we might have gone a little bit too far. With
You can say his name. It was
vets and
Lattimore. The
olds.
Lattimore trade.
Yeah.
No, I
killed
think
us.
the Von Miller acquisition was, in hindsight, not necessarily the way to go. I think not addressing offensive line more consistently. I think they did make moves on the defensive line, but you knew you needed linebacker help. You knew you needed secondary help. You let players that were young, albeit not the best, but young, walk in free agency, and you replace them with older pieces, right? I mean, this is an old team. FP, you've been saying it, I think, since the beginning of the season. Like these
Also,
guys are
players that
old.
played well last year are not playing well this year either. Like Mikey was much better last year. We had
I have my reasons.
Yeah, I think some of this could be that they're trying to do too much. FP had a good take on Luvu. You know, like when he's given a little bit of freedom to create pressure and plays, which is what we saw from him last year, he did. This year he has to consistently be the guy, and that's not really what
He has to make up for Wagner.
Yeah, Mikey played a lot outside last year, especially in the absence of Lattimore. Lattimore, and I don't. So it's crazy that I'm the optimist here, right? But I'm gonna spin this just a little bit. They were gonna lose to Dallas no matter what, right? Any team that goes into the opposing team's building, i.e. Dallas has the number 1 offense in the league, or number 2, whatever it was statistically. They score 30, 35 points with their eyes closed. They can do it at will. They've done it all season. Dak is a legit MVP candidate the way he's playing right now. All of these things pain me to say, but they are true. What team is going to go into Dallas without their top 3 wide receivers and win? The answer is not a single one of them. So even with JD5, do you have a better shot at winning? Of course you do. But you needed a perfect game out of him. You would need Bill to play a perfect game. You would need, extra amazing out of, receivers 4, 5, 6, and 15 being Robbie Chosen. Like there should have been no expectation to go in to a divisional rivals building without your top 3 receivers and to win the game. And that's the only thing I can find and I can consistently hang my hat on. If Debo's out there, if Terry's out there, if Noah Brown is out there, I mean, they got 22 points without those guys. They're probably good for 35 or 40 with them. And maybe the defense gets a little bit more of a break. Like I can spin this into you were going to lose this no matter what, which makes it really interesting when you consider the Chiefs on Monday night. If those 3 guys aren't back, sit Daniels. There is nothing for him to play for. Now, I'm going to put my coach hat on here for just a second. If you're Dan Quinn in the locker room this morning and tomorrow at walkthrough and kind of getting the team ready, the coaches are going to be really beating this drum that nobody expects us to win even one of these next 3 games. We're going to shock the world, go win all 3. We're going to save our season. We're going to show people
you have to coach that way.
You have to coach that way. If Daniels has a 2nd-degree hamstring tear or strain, he should not play. He shouldn't, especially if you're not getting Terry back, if you're not getting Debo back. I mean, frankly, even if Debo's 80% healthy, just sit him. Just take the loss at the Chiefs. They're an AFC team. It doesn't actually matter that much in the grand scheme of things. Just lose the game and focus on Seahawks and Lions. You need at least one of those 2. And then if you make it to Madrid winning one of those, then you're basically right at 500 and see how the second half of the season plays out with everybody else. So that's the only solace I've been able to kind of tell myself over the last 48 hours is you weren't going to go into Dallas and win without these guys. The bigger issue now is you're sustaining a number of injuries and they're adding up. Like you're old and now you're really injured. Dorrance Armstrong is a tremendous loss for this defense. He just is. If Terry was supposed to be a 1 to 2 week thing, we're going into game 5 without him. Is my math right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Noah Brown played in game 1 and hasn't played since game 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And Debo now has missed. It was 50% for 2 games, played injured with the heel, and now he's out. Like, I think you have to punt on the Chiefs no matter what. I think you just have to take the loss and say, we lose this one, and we move forward into the next one in hopes that you get some of these pieces back, including Daniels. But just to go back to my original point, do you guys disagree with me? Like, there's no team in the league that goes into Dallas and wins without their top 3 receivers. The Packers can't do it. The Lions couldn't do it. The Vikings couldn't do it. If you take the top 3 receivers off of any team in the league, nobody goes into Dallas and win.
No, I mean you're absolutely correct, and I don't think anybody was truly thinking we were going to go into Dallas and dominate and win and have an amazing barn burner type of game where it was a 45-40 game. Nobody was thinking that. The problem with that game is it was winnable up until a point, and it was the defense before Armstrong went out, and kind of it was just sloppy, right? Like, I can forgive the age, I can forgive the injuries, but when you rewatch the game, if you look at the all 22, if you whatever version you want to look at in that game, the defense was just sloppy, running into their own guys, no lane, I
can tell you exactly.
Nothing was right.
The game was lost in the second quarter on the last drive. JD5 scores a touchdown. It pulls it to within 1 score. The game was lost in the following minute and 10 seconds when Dallas drives the length of the field. Perfect. Absolutely. I'm not going to kill Lattimore for giving up the big pass to Pickens. It was a perfectly thrown ball. It was Lattimore actually played really good defense.
Yeah, but then the 5 missed tackles for Devontae right after.
And then giving up a touchdown with 10 seconds left. Like, that is a backbreaker from the top rope. Like,
right.
That.
And that has nothing to do. That's not necessarily anything to do with age or injury. It was assignment and not really having good communication, which we've said it so many times last year. You just have to have better communication in that secondary. And I don't know what needs to happen.
Been a problem all season. I mean, when CeeDee Lamb runs across the entire field and catches a ball with 3 Commanders defenders within 5 yards of him and just breezes past all of them, and the only one go back and that play's infuriating. And Marshawn wasn't in one-on-one coverage against CeeDee Lamb, but he's jogging. The only person running down the field pretending that they're going to be able to catch CeeDee Lamb is Old Man Wags. He's the only one in the frame running down the field.
Right, but how do you look at that defense and what jumps off and says this is how you fix it, right? There's been speculation and rumors and talk, and all of the talking heads are talking about how you change up this defense, right? You convert Lattimore to a safety, not the easiest thing to do, or you bench him and you put Noah.
No, don't bench him. Move him inside.
And move Sanders still outside. Yeah, that's great. That's all good. It doesn't change the fact that the guys that are out there just have terrible discipline. It doesn't matter what side of the field or what position they're lined up in. If they have terrible discipline and they're not making good tackles and they're not jumping towards the ball, like your secondary has become the biggest handicap of this defense, and it's bleeding deeper and deeper into it because I shared it earlier, right? We're not doing any, zone blitzes. We're not doing any secondary blitzes. We're not doing any additional man pressure, right? We're rushing 4, we're rushing 5, we're rushing 6. We're not doing anything because we're so worried about the secondary that we're dropping into coverage, but you're still getting blown up back
anyway,
there.
right?
Yeah,
so man to man. And
go blitz happy, go crazy. But that's the thing. That's what I've been saying about Joe Witt. I don't think Joe Witt's a bad defensive coordinator. I think he's just slow to change what he needs to do.
Listen. I'm gonna say something here, and I know Andy's gonna jump down my throat. This is Ron Rivera and JDR all over again. We are not that far away from DQ.
No, but
pressing his arms on the sideline.
No.
And no. My guys,
don't be PTSD guy. I just said don't be PTSD guy. Listen,
are you telling me JDR and Joe aren't doing the exact same thing right now?
No,
which is I eat nothing.
The difference is Joe Witt had it together last season with majority of the same pieces. For whatever reason, from season 1 to season 2,
maybe the leadership of Jonathan Allen was more valuable than we think.
No,
maybe
Jonathan Allen.
Maybe Dante Fowler was more valuable than what you think. Maybe Von Miller isn't as good as what
I think your biggest thing is not having Jeremy Chin back there, and then all of a sudden having Percy Butler not back there, and all of a sudden having Revo be your starter, there's a lot of communications happening in the secondary, and Joe Witt needs to see it quicker and adjust and change the type of schematics that we're running on defense.
What suggests that he's going to do that? Because there's
nothing, and that's the problem.
Right. So again, I'll go back to my point. How is this different than Rivera and JDR just, high-fiving each other on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, putting in a game plan
because
on Friday,
you're season removed from seeing Joe Witt know how to use the personnel that he has.
Look, I don't know
what.
I completely disagree, because we are a season removed of every 50-50 ball going the Skins' favor last year. How many games did they win on Hail Marys, trick plays? It like the ball just bounces. It's bouncing a different way this season, right?
But that's
a bunch
offense.
of games last year.
We're not talking about offense right now. We're not talking about the magic that the offense had. The offense, right? Everything that I saw on Sunday, I left the game thinking one thing. The offense put up 22 points with a practice squad. Give them their weapons back. Offense is fine. Cliff is calling a good offense. Even if you look at the all 22, your receivers, your nub receivers, Luke and Jalen and Chosen, they were all running perfect routes. They just weren't creating separation or making the catch. We lead the league in dropped passes. Like, Cliff is calling a correct offense. Jaden Daniels is seeing the correct guy. It's just we don't have the players to capitalize, right?
Bill was disappointing.
Bill's disappointing. Why? Because you have linebackers sitting on the line ready to crash because they're not scared of your receivers. If you have Dallas, who ran the most zone coverage up until that game, and then when they face the Commanders, they go, man, full man coverage. We dare you to beat us with your receivers.
But it was the right adjustment for them.
It was absolutely the right adjustment.
If Robbie Chosen is going to have a career day, let him.
You can't put it on Bill. You can't put it on Jaden. You can't even put it on the O-line. It was just the injuries with your receivers. Right? That was the issue with your offense.
I don't
again, you can't even the offense shouldn't even waste our breath in discussing what went wrong in Sunday. It's the defense. And it's not age and it's not injury. It's just slop.
You snap your fingers right now. What one or two adjustments are you making going into? Forget about Kansas City, because I think this is a loss no matter what.
Even with Kansas City, you trot out a different type of defense and you see how it stacks against a really good offense. And you need it to see if your adjustments will take to a lesser team, right? You need to see if Noah replacing Lattimore helps. If Sanders still going to the outside helps.
You can't bench him.
Why can't I? He was crying on the sideline because he kept getting beat by Pickens. Bench him. Give him a break. Give him a mental break. Do something. He's a liability. It's your job. It's do your job.
Say that because I've been saying it for a season, and you're finally here. You're here with
me.
No,
I mean, I've been saying it. I've been admitting Lattimore's faults all throughout the season. I haven't been giving him a pass, but now we're getting to the point where it's a liability. And if you're sitting on the sideline and you're crying because George Pickens is in your head, okay, you know what? Take a week off. Take the gauntlet off. Recoup. Figure something out. Go learn how to play safety for 3 weeks, and then come back and help this team. But right now, you need to bring in Noah, who you tried to trade in the offseason, and we're asking for a pretty steep trading price of a first-round pick or a high second or something. So you clearly value him. Put him in. Take Lattimore out. Swing Sanders still outside. Scoop it up. I love you, Revo. You're out. You're not our starting safety anymore. Bring in Percy Butler. Somebody coach up Quan Martin. There's so many things that you can just bring in. McGee, who Pro Football Focus has, is like over 10 snaps played. He was like our top defensive player.
He's not on the field. I'm not.
There's so many things that you can fine tune, adjust, and that's where Dan Quinn needs to be like, Joe Witt, I love you. You're stupid. I'm in charge now. Like,
but
Dan Quinn has to be
in charge. He's the head coach.
I know, but Dan Quinn is lovable. He's a good guy. He's gonna communicate.
I want to win. Damn it!
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Dan Quinn now has to be like, okay, I gave you a few weeks. I gave you my input. It's not taking. Now it's me.
Andy, where are you on this?
No, I mean, you guys are just saying all the right things. It's the defense. It's terrible. Something has to change, right? We have to put pressure on whoever it is that we're playing. We can't just rush 4. I don't care if that means blitzing your linebackers. We're always getting beat by freaking tight ends. I had what's his face? Ferguson,
Jake
right?
Ferguson.
Career game, 2 touchdowns, X teen amount of yards. Like,
We see that
we
a
get
couple weeks
burned by
ago.
tight ends.
Yeah, you saw it with
Tyler Kraft.
Pitts, and you saw it with Tucker Kraft, and you saw it with all of them.
Tyler Kraft or Tucker?
Tucker.
Tyler.
That's what I'm saying. We always get burned by our tight ends, and that's because of our either scheme, our linebackers, like blitz, make that quarterback, get rid of it quick.
You know who would actually be good crashing down as a blitz? Lattimore. Lattimore's a physical player.
When was the last time we had I don't remember seeing a corner blitz.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, where's the
Commanders? They all season long, the Commanders have never brought 7. They've never brought 7.
Not once.
Not once. And their mentality is we need to help out in coverage, but clearly it's not working. So what the F? Just blitz. And that goes on Witt. Witt has to blitz.
So on Sunday they face Rice, Hollywood, and Worthy and Kelsey.
I don't give a crap. Blitz. Leave them one-on-one. Leave someone on the left side of the field open. I don't care. Just blitz and hope Mahomes doesn't see them. I don't care. Just blitz.
Or just get home. I mean, put so many do what Dallas did. I don't know. Maybe is it possible? Is it possible that the corners actually play better man to man? Like, if you're going to get the penalties anyway, it doesn't matter. But is it possible that the zone scheme that Witt is just freaking married to, in love with, is actually a hindrance here because you can't allow the guys to jam and play the way they want, and when they do, they get burned. Right?
Yeah, but it's coming down to Wags. You're playing zone because your linebackers are slow, and that's what it's coming down to. And I mean, I've said it 3 shows in a row now. You have rookie talent that you drafted, that you brought in, that is fast, right? Medrano was drafted for one specific reason. He was one of the fastest linebackers sideline to sideline. That is literally the piece we are missing on this defense, right? Yeah. Put him and McGee in, have Wags coach them up, find some form of a rotation where Wags is still the guy, but he has somebody else with him, and then Luvu gets to go be free-range Luvu and disrupt the way he needs to disrupt. Find a way where whatever safety back there gets to do what Chin did last year, which was crash down and make a run stop or make a big-time tackle in the backfield. Chin did that like multiple times last season, and now that you lose Chin, you all of a sudden you stop calling that type of defense. It makes no sense, right? You have to coach the guys up. You can't just play with one hand behind your back because you don't really know if these guys can do what the guys did last season.
Rely on veteran intuition. Like, I believe Von Miller and Wags, when they're out there, they know what they're looking at and they know where they're supposed to be.
They're always in the right place. Just a click too late.
It's half a second too slow. It's half a second too, I mean, they're field generals, and they're valuable when they're out there from a knowledge perspective. But and I don't want to kill. I mean, I think you made this point yesterday. It was Andy, maybe, I don't know who said it, but Miller's still got 4 sacks through 5 or 6 games or whatever it is, right? Or 7 games. So, like, he's statistically
still producing
something, right? I don't think his number was called once. I mean, was he inactive for Dallas? Because I don't even remember seeing him on the field.
But it's hard. It's hard to have him crash and go in for a blitz when then basically the defense isn't out there for Dallas. Dallas had all time to do whatever they needed to do.
We'll put the Dallas week is behind us at this point. We're obviously pivoting to the Chiefs. I don't want to spend a ton of time on the Chiefs. Let's just do quick win predictions, and then I want to talk game of the week because there's a couple games that were just stellar, around the league. But Andy, you go first. What do you expect to happen on Monday night?
I mean, the Chiefs are probably going to score on every single possession. I don't think they're going to punt the ball once, and we're going to have a hard time stopping them, and probably have a hard time scoring. Their defense is pretty good too. If Mariota's in. Now, let me start with JD. If JD5's in, I think the Chiefs are going to take it probably like 38-27.
Okay.
If Mariota's in, I'm thinking probably 38, like 20.
FB?
If we're fully healthy offensively, I think
everybody. Receivers. Quarterback, everybody.
Everyone. If we're fully healthy, the homer in me is still thinking
No,
that
we're
this is
not
a
fully
team.
healthy. Let's be
Hold on,
real.
hold on,
We're
hold
not.
on.
We're missing our three receivers. The only
Hold
question
on,
is JD in or Mariota? That's the only question.
No, that's not the only question.
You're supposed
Yes.
to technically get Terry and Debo back.
We're
Yeah.
not.
They're supposed to be. I'm saying if they're ready, which you would want to hope that your team is ready, and Jaden comes back. Jaden was ready to go in after he got hurt in the Dallas game, and
That's what Ron said. That who knows if that's real.
No, that's
not Ron. Dan.
I don't know if you did that on
They're
purpose.
interchangeable.
I
They're interchangeable
know
at this point.
they're not interchangeable because Dan Quinn is cursing at them at halftime. He's not letting the guys talk to themselves. Okay,
He's standing there with his arms crossed, just like.
No, he's not, man. Anyways,
I'm
listen.
gonna run through the wall. I'm really upset. Really upset.
If the offense is healthy and we've made adjustments, if we trot out the same defense, we're losing 42-3. If we trot out a different version of the defense and your offense is healthy, I can see this being a much closer game where it's like a 28-25 score and it could go either way.
What the hell are you talking about?
I can see. I'm saying if you're healthy and you've changed something on defense, this is a team that we have seen can put together a win.
Okay. Okay.
Am I mistaken in saying that?
No, look, you basically okay. So if the three receivers are healthy and they get Marcus Mariota, they could potentially look like an offense that can score points. If JD5 and the three receivers are healthy, they could score more points. If the receivers aren't there and JD5 is not there, they're going to score no points. They're basically the Raiders who were held to 1, 2, 3 first downs by the Chiefs. 3
No,
and managed
we'll do
0.
better. We'll do better than the Raiders.
Oh, I don't think so.
The offense has not struggled to put up more than 18 points all season.
We'll do better.
All issues.
The Raiders managed in a professional football game 3 first downs.
Nobody cares about the Raiders.
You're right. Nobody does care about the Raiders. But if it's Marcus and Robbie Anderson chosen, if that's your options, and old man Zach, they're not. I mean, they may get 4 first downs, I guess, maybe. Right? Maybe you get lucky on a punt return or something else.
But nothing. No, listen. Even Mariota moved the ball against Dallas somehow, some way.
Like, pick 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
Correct.
Mariota being Mariota. The point is, this is a team. Listen,
they can't win this game, healthy or not healthy. They should sit everybody and hope.
I'm too angry to be silver lining guy, but I will be silver lining guy so we can put this to bed and move on.
Okay.
Every team has a season-defining game. Ours needs to come soon, right?
But
last year it was the Hail Mary.
Yes.
This year, if this is a team that returns with Terry Debo and Jaden Daniels, if that is the case, and
they don't need to beat the Chiefs, they don't need to beat an AFC team. They need to beat the Lions, and they need to beat the stupid Seahawks.
All I'm saying is, if this is a team that gets healthy and they come out on that field with the weapons to compete, and they somehow, some way, through the most bullshit way ever, find a way to get that W, it can be a season-defining switch.
You're right. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That defense ain't stopping anybody.
Can we all agree that the Commanders are the worst team in the NFC East?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's painful, and but it's the truth. I mean, I'm sorry.
Tied for third worst.
Tied for third worst. Okay,
I still can't put the Giants over them,
agree
especially because Matt Demet just joined. I can't give the Giants the edge over the Commanders quite yet. I'll tie them up.
Do you agree, FP, that Dallas is actually better than we think they are? And
Dallas
still got something in the tank.
Dallas is far and beyond better than the Eagles.
Yeah, I would agree. I think head to head right now, the Cowboys beat them.
100%.
That offense is more potent, and that defense is figuring it out,
especially with CD back. 100%.
Yeah, I mean they're figuring it out. So yeah, it stinks, but I just don't see a scenario where the Skins can win on Monday. But let's move on. I want to talk just league at large here. There were some excellent games on Sunday. The week started actually on Thursday night with a game. I don't think anybody expected Steelers and Bengals to be what it turned into. That was a good game.
The Unk Bowl was great.
The Unk Bowl, yes, the Unk Bowl was great. I mean, Flacco was. I mean, he's old, but he's definitely got something. So that's, I would say, a contender for game of the week. The Packers and Cardinals actually played a pretty interesting game themselves in the late window on Sunday. The Monday night
only
games
one game of the week.
I mean, it's Giants Broncos. I don't know how it's anybody else.
Sorry, Matt.
Matt the Met is also a Matt the Giant or the Giants fan as well. So it's nice that he's here to kind of talk through this one. I'll be honest, as the Skins game got more and more out of hand, it's well documented on the show. I keep an eye on all things Broncos. My wife is a huge Broncos fan, so we had both games up. And as I was getting more and more annoyed as the Skins game was slipping away and just turning into embarrassment, I got up, I started doing things, getting dinner ready, doing all the fun stuff that you do when you're doing a 4 o'clock or watching a 4 o'clock. And my wife just kind of nudged me and she's like, you might want to pay attention over here. There's, 8 minutes to go. They've got the ball. They're driving. This is interesting. And it was. The stat that's been thrown around, 1,600 plus games were won by the team with a lead with 8 minutes left in the game, with the 26-point lead with 8 minutes left in the game. 1,600 until Sunday when the Broncos made it 1,601. And I'm not going to beat up the Giants myself. I'm going to say this. Daboll can coach. Jackson Dart can play quarterback. I don't care about Cam in the least. I think he's completely interchangeable. He's a psycho and he's an interesting personality, but he doesn't actually mean anything to the team. If Malik Neighbors is healthy, they're a playoff team. And with their rookie quarterback, this is a team that is going to be good for a long time if they can get stable in the quarterback room. I think it's Jackson's room to lose at this point. I think they have to trade Wilson because he will turn into a cancer very quickly. But they're going to have to learn how to win. And Sunday, I know, was painful because going into Denver, a team that is contending in the AFC, having a lead like that, and then watching a fellow young quarterback, Bo Nix come and just kind of do what he did, it sucks, right? But you're a couple missed extra points away from winning in Denver, even though you had an epic meltdown. That was the game of the week. But I'm going to ask you this, and Matt, I'm going to ask you to go last here. I'm going to go Andy, FP, and then Matt. Have you seen a more impressive performance out of a young quarterback this season than what we saw out of Bo Nix and the Broncos? And keep in mind, Drake May is playing out of his mind as well. Andy, you go first.
No. I mean, I think that was an epic performance by Bo Nix. I mean, to score or to lead your team to scoring 33 points in a quarter, there's nobody, especially a guy who's in his second year, that I think can do that. Even though Drake May is doing it throughout an entirety of a game, leading in percentage, leading in yards per throw, he's doing it the right way. But from a single performance, no, I mean, by far, Bo Nix carried that team to a victory. 33 points in a quarter. That's unheard of. Who does that?
No, nobody. No, the answer is nobody. Drake May did set a Patriots record on Sunday, if anybody's paying attention, for completion percentage in a game. Patriots record. Not Tom Brady, Drake May. But FP, same question to you. Have you seen a better performance out of a young quarterback so far this season?
No, but also I think we're burying the lead, and it's, have you seen a bigger meltdown over a defense that led up 33 points in a quarter? I think that's the bigger story here, is that is a defense that is supposed to be the strength of the Giants.
Yeah.
And they completely poo-pooed the game away by giving up 33 points in a quarter. Even our putrid Commanders defense that we just spent 13 to 20 minutes discussing doesn't give up 33 points in a quarter. I mean, that's unacceptable. And say what you want about Daboll, say what you want about Dart. Yeah, they're good. Yeah, it's good for New York, and they need kind of that fire on the sideline and some form of excitement to watch, because a lot of their games are going to probably be, somebody get Matt the Met some heart medication, because he's not going to survive the season with those guys, because it's gonna kill him, because
are you
that's
saying
the team
that
we're
the
looking at.
Giants defense is the reason that they scored 33? Was there broken coverages, or did Bo Nix just make the right reads? What? I didn't watch the game.
Dart threw a pretty bad interception late in the fourth quarter. to
Yeah,
give
he
possession.
didn't
There was-
help, but that was a defense, and if you watch it closely, there was a lot that could have been cleaned up and prevented, and they just fell apart. Like
Yeah.
mental
Giants-
mistakes just piled on over and over and over.
Deep in that fourth quarter, when the Giants needed to go get points, they went and got points, and that's why I will overlook Dart's mistakes, especially early in the game, because he was nursing a lead, and when he needed to go score, he went and scored with a minute left in the game or whatever it was, and that's the sign of like there's growth there. That's all I'm saying. Dable,
That's
Yes,
go ahead,
that's
Matt. I
what
know
that. So this, yeah.
let it out. Let it out.
All right. So I mean, there
Back
wasn't
in the red.
3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago when we had the same thing with the Cowboys, right? Like that's what's frustrating is it came down. So obviously you could oversimplify and say it came down to 2 missed extra points, which it did. Which, dude, you have one job: make the kick. Like that annoys me. Once he missed it, I knew they were losing that game. Because the same thing happened with the Cowboys game. They could score when they needed to, but they couldn't make the stop. And at the end of the day, with a minute left, it wouldn't have been 30. If you hold it to 28 points, right? You hold them to 28, you're walking away, hand on your heart, saying, at least we held them. You got to be able to help. You got to be able to get them off the field at that point in time. And they couldn't. And Bo Nix deserved. The frustrating thing for me was Bo Nix is my fantasy quarterback, and I didn't bench him playing against the Giants. And for the first 3 quarters, he did nothing. I mean, it was, and he's been frustrating in this way a lot of times, actually. The Denver offense has these games where they look completely like out of whack.
very
And then,
deep ebbs and flows.
Yep.
and then all of a sudden, it just starts to click. But I don't think the clicking was Bo Nix doing anything spectacular. I think the Giants kept missing the plays that they needed to make. And that's honestly on defense. Like, they
defense
couldn't get
was
to the
fast.
quarterback.
Yes,
It was.
yes, I'm with you. But there is a universe where the Giants are like 5-2, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's the frustrating thing about it.
There are a couple of luck balls from being 5-2, and I'm being serious. Like I would say this about the Commanders too. Like you want that Falcons game back, you want that Bears game back. You know, you were going to potentially lose to Dallas no matter what. You're going to lose to the Chiefs no matter what. You're probably like there's a real scenario here where Russell Wilson doesn't start at quarterback. You win in DC. You win in, you already beat the Eagles and you beat Dallas too. You're sitting at 3-0 or 2-1 in the division. And Denver.
Remember the game Russell Wilson had against the Cowboys that day? Everybody was like, "Oh, Russell Wilson's actually going to do something." I mean, like it was incredible. Put it up almost 400 yards. Like it was ridiculous. Yes. And we're like, "What is this? Is this a version of the Giants that is actually going to be watchable?" And then they give it up. And that's the frustrating thing about a young team. Like a lot of their big parts are still young. They don't have the veteran presence outside of like who can act. And so some of this is growing pains. And it's frustrating that the 2 best games that we've played outside of the Eagles game, the 2 best games that we've played have been losses on the road. That could have been wins. Like those could have been you guys were talking earlier about season defining wins. You flip that Cowboys game or you flip this Broncos game, you're looking at a very different team with a very different season. And now all you are is frustrated, hopeful that Jackson Dart doesn't get hurt this season, waiting for Neighbors to come back next year, and let's see what we have next year. But
Are you a Daboll guy? Are you a Daboll guy?
I fluctuate on him. Seeing Indiana Jones makes me angry at Daboll because you had him here and you're supposed to be a guy who can run offenses and work with quarterback. Like, look, I'm not saying it like Daniel Jones is doing it. I mean, obviously Jonathan Taylor deserves a lot of credit there, but like you had that guy in your system and now he is,
MVP.
Yeah, but that's Daboll's kind of history, right? Even when he was with the Bills and Josh Allen.
Is he the one that benched Eli?
No, that was before.
That's
that was before.
No, that was before. Yeah. I don't even remember who it is. We don't talk about that.
But Daboll, when he had Josh Allen for the start of Josh Allen, was not getting MVP Josh Allen, right?
Yeah.
So and it takes Daboll kind of a little bit to sort of, and it might. And I was saying this yesterday when we were breaking bread at the table. A lot of it is coaching and how the coaching translates to the specific player. Because say what you want about all of the quarterbacks in the NFL, good or bad, there is a talent there that got them to the NFL, right? So Quarterbacks know how to quarterback for the most part. It's just tapping into, can you communicate with this quarterback? Can you help him see the field? Can you help him see it quickly? I don't think Daniel Jones was ever a bad quarterback, but he just went to an offense that was like, okay, let's put you in a special ed program. Let's slow it down for you a little bit. Let's simplify things and go out and gunsling, right? That's what he's doing. And I think, Russell Wilson has been in the league so long. He's kind of hard-headed in a way of how he's probably going to perceive and look at an offense, and it wasn't clicking. You bring in Jackson Dart, fresh, new, whatever. If he picks it up fast and he can understand what Dable's trying to tell him to do, then yeah, you're going to get the magic that you're seeing out of Jackson Dart. And he's doing some really good plays, but a lot of that is unscripted. A lot of that is Jackson Dart making plays on his own.
FP, you're making the point that I was about to make. A lot of Jackson Dart's credit right now is to Jackson Dart. It's not the coaching, right? It's Jackson Dart being fleet-footed. It's making the right reads. I don't think he's being coached up. And that's the thing. Like right now, I don't think Dable has the track record in my mind to say that he's the one that's changing Jackson Dart or making Jackson Dart successful. I think Jackson Dart has good football quarterbacking skills, is able to make good reads. Get the guy a receiver. Go get him a receiver. Go build a team around him.
Expected to sign Tyler Lockett. Actually, looks like they're front runners to sign him.
They've got to get some. You got to get the guy somebody to throw to.
That doesn't help.
I mean,
that does help.
He's better than anyone on the Commanders. What are you talking about?
Tyler Lockett, guys? Are we talking about the same Tyler Lockett?
Look, he's slow. He's old, but he's sure-handed.
Run a dig route and catch the ball and fall over. Yeah.
If the ball hits his numbers, he's
Tyler
making
Lockett,
a catch.
Robbie Chosen.
No.
Lockett.
No.
All right, pick him up on fantasy, guys. Pick him up.
Depends on what team.
No one's saying he's going to be
Tyler Lockett. People, listen to yourselves. No, they need to go out and they need to get a Jalen Waddle.
He's not that far removed. No, Lockett's not that. Lockett's not that far removed from having a good season with Geno Smith in Seattle.
Who are you guys today?
The name that I heard, the name that I heard floated was that dude Shaheed from New Orleans, who could be a good,
him 10 times better than Lockett.
Yeah. Right, he's got wheels. He's got give him a deep threat. Give him somebody.
Look at Ray McLeod. The Falcons just let him go.
But if they get past this trade deadline and they don't make a trade for a wide receiver, then the Giants are literally they're basically selling this year, to kicking this can down the road, hoping it and putting all their hope in the Malik Neighbors. And honestly, once a guy tears his ACL, how long till he comes back to normal? Neighbors, I thought
that could be a 2-season recovery for Neighbors.
So I just don't love what part of that I blame on that's the stuff I blame on Dable, right? It's not even the in-game coaching on defense in the fourth quarter. Forget in the beginning part of the first quarter, you're going to give up a touchdown there. Nobody thought they were going to blank the Broncos, but to not be able to make a stop in the last minute after you take the lead back. That's bad coaching, all of it was just a collapse.
Look, the Giants are better than I think people are giving them credit for right now, and I think they're gonna eke out some wins, and they're definitely not playing the worst in the division. I mean, that's just a fact right now. The Eagles obviously got a big win in Minnesota. They looked better. I mean, Jalen went from not being able to complete a pass to completing all of his passes. And again, I want to do top 5, low 5 here. I mean, the Giants.
Can we insult the Eagles a little bit more? That was not a big win.
No, it was a big win.
No, that was Carson Wentz duck hunting and throwing the ball into the ground and not using Justin Jefferson correctly, and the refs bailing out the Eagles by taking away a clear touchdown. That was not a big win.
The NFL is scripted.
Listen, I know we all hate the Eagles here, but we can be honest with each other too. Jalen played a good game. AJ Brown played a good game.
NFL scripted.
Devonta Smith played a good game. The only offensive player for the Eagles that didn't have a good game was Saquon. That's it.
But
they went out against a good team.
So the scheduling is interesting here because the Giants play the Eagles this week, right? So you playing them twice in 3 week span, right?
Yep.
That's going to say a lot about both teams, to be completely honest with you. I think if the Giants beat the Eagles again, then actually the Eagles do prove to be a lot worse than any of us thought that they were pretenders.
If JJ McCarthy's in for Carson Wentz, the Vikings win that game. Period.
I don't know if we've seen enough out of JJ.
Period. You saw a lot of terrible out of Carson Wentz that game.
That's fair, but there's probably a reason why JJ's not out there, right? I think the rumors were he could have played, and they opted not to play him.
Yeah.
So
well, Carson Wentz just proved to them.
No
they
one's
should've-
picking Carson Wentz over JJ McCarthy.
No.
Although I don't know. Yeah, like
but maybe they
not
looked at it and
willingly.
said, we're
Not
unlikely to
willingly.
win this game, right? Maybe they looked at it and said we probably can't win this game. Let's just see what happens. I mean, I don't know. I trust O'Connell. This guy has made the right call with quarterbacks consistently, and it's infuriating, right? But if the Vikings have Sam Darnold right now under center, they're
undefeated.
They're undefeated, right? I mean, and that's just a fact. I mean, Darnold is doing exactly what he did for Minnesota in Seattle right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
He somehow became a very surgical quarterback, although 4 turnovers to the Texans defense. There's some issues that are happening.
But wait, there's something actually that I think is actually worth maybe touching on here. Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, right? Even Flacco on some level, but like Daniel Jones, forget it. Those 3 are the ones that come to mind. Mayfield, Darnold, and Daniel Jones. We're seeing a lot of this in the NFL now. Quarterbacks, they're being given up on too quickly. They come into a system and they actually start having legitimate quarterback careers. And these 3 are really an example of it. Sure. People were laughing Darnold out of the state when he was with the Jets, right?
They were comparing him to Sam Bradford. Yeah.
Okay. Baker Mayfield was persona non grata, right? Nobody wanted him around. But these guys, to FP's earlier point, these guys can ball. And like it really shows if you get the right coach with the right quarterback, like there are some good quarterbacks.
I think the timing matters too, right? Baker as a Panther or as a Ram, right? I mean, he wasn't ready for what he's doing.
No. But Baker was that guy with Cleveland. They just didn't want him to get healthy. Cleveland just messed up. He proved he was the guy. He made them a playoff contending team. He got hurt, and then instead of them being like, all right, let's ride it out. Let's get him healthy, a la the Bengals and Burrow every other season. They're just like, you suck, and they got rid of him and voluntarily went back into QB purgatory.
And if you're a Browns fan, how pissed are you that they traded away Flacco in the division to the Bengals, and then he has a game like he has against the Steelers?
I mean, that's wild. Is there? Yeah. I was asking this in the offline chat. Has there ever been a quarterback that played for 3 teams in the same division? Flacco the Raven, Flacco the Bengal, Flacco the Brown. Yeah. That's insane. Like,
that's a good. We don't have a stat guy to look that.
I mean, I went and looked. Like, I mean, McNabb played for 2. There's a bunch of guys that played for 2. There's a bunch of guys that played for 2, but 3 and performing and has wins. I mean, Flacco is in the win, column for 3 franchises in one division. That's saying.
I mean, Flacco. Listen, Flacco. Say what you want about him. Even when he was let go from Baltimore, when Lamar Jackson was coming up, Flacco was always a good quarterback.
Lamar, by the way, the guy hasn't been on the field for 30 days now.
They had the hamstring, maybe. Yeah. But Flacco's always been a good quarterback. They just went younger for Lamar, and then everywhere he went after that, everyone just chalked him up as being old.
Flacco the Bronco was pretty bad.
But everybody the Bronco was pretty bad when Flacco was there.
That's fair. But I mean, the Browns. Do we expect the Browns to make a run here, or not the Browns? Sorry, the Bengals.
I mean, if you keep Flacco upright and he knows to just get it to Jamar,
defense is bad though. The defense is not good.
The defense is good if they don't have to be on the field every 13 seconds.
But in a division with a weakened Steelers and a weakened Ravens, all of a sudden,
I don't know what happened.
It doesn't take.
I mean, the Steelers are going to fall out of, I think, everybody's top 5 after that loss on Thursday night. Did anybody have a take on Aaron Rodgers being pissed at his own player for celebrating with him?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think he has every right, dude. You don't need to be tackled by his.
When you're an over 40-year-old quarterback coming off of a torn Achilles,
tackled. I think
don't touch the guy.
Wobbly. I think he's wobbly.
No, don't touch the guy.
I think he showed his age in that moment.
You go all practice.
Yeah, it was
with
a
him
get off
wearing
my
the red
lawn.
jersey.
Yeah, he went Gran Torino. He's like, how dare you talk to me or touch me?
Fair.
Like, don't touch me.
Because their season goes completely to the shitter if one wrong thing happens to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I mean,
and if it's gonna be your idiot lineman celebrating and knocking him down, no, of course you get mad at that.
But the Steelers are kind of stupid. One, for last year, going back in time here, for signing stupid Russell Wilson. But then fast forward, why would they let Pickens walk? Like in what universe do you just say, yeah, he's not the guy? Because this is not a hot take.
Because he's barking
He's the best receiver in Dallas right now.
He was not sitting pretty with that team. He wasn't being used.
You make it work.
And
If you
Tomlin, it was a personality clash with Tomlin.
It was a utilization clash because the way Pickens was used for the Steelers was go routes. That's it. Run down the field, sprint, hope we can get you the ball. Oops, we never got you the ball. Pickens hated that.
Because
now in Dallas, he is being used uniquely to different routes, giving chances.
Didn't skip a beat with CeeDee Lamb out. If you're being honest with yourself and you're at Dallas, you're in the front office in Dallas. We paid CD. We don't need him.
No. What you do now is you have 2 wide receiver ones, and it's showing because you have the number 1 offense in the league. But they're using Pickens using Pickens in a way where he's not just take the top off of a defense. He actually gets to use his skill. And you can see some of the miraculous catches that he's making. You just have to get it in his vicinity. He'll track that ball. That's his skill.
I mean, he's good. He's
very
good. DK
but he's also super diva.
Yeah, but they're all divas, FP. I mean, with the exception of Terry, they're all divas.
Well, Terry proved this offseason he's a diva.
Yeah, that's I guess what happens when you don't play for
asking for 30 mil is diva. It should not play.
All right, go ahead, man.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So I want to do top 5, low 5. I mean, and I want to go backwards here. Let's talk about the crap teams first. The Jets are the worst team in the league. Anybody gonna disagree with me?
I might give it to the Dolphins, but yeah, probably the Jets.
I mean, the Jets are doing everything bad. They can't run, they can't pass, they can't defend, they can't win. They are the worst team. Period. I mean, they are and their coaching seems to be,
and they're going to be major sellers at the deadline.
They will, and they've got some pieces of interest, right? If you're the Skins and you can pick up a Sauce Gardner or Garrett Wilson or what's the running back there? I'm blanking on his name. Get any of those pieces. Get any of those pieces if you can get them, or that big stud defensive lineman. Go get all of them. That's fine. You don't want any. You don't want any Jets, Andy?
No, I don't. I don't want number one. I don't want to trade any more of our draft picks to try to make this season a success. No, I don't want.
You're full on depressed mode. Okay, does anyone disagree that the Titans would be the second worst team in the league?
Yeah, Titans are the second worst.
Yeah, there was some glimmer. There was some hope.
No,
but they're very bad. They're very bad.
The Saints giving them a run for their money as the second worst team in the league.
Saints have been able to score. Saints have been able to move the ball. Saints have played a little bit of defense. Like Saints have shown something. The Titans at home on the road, they're bad.
That's another loss, by the way. The Giants should have had. That was depressing. That was the Saints are terrible.
The Saints are terrible. But, Raiders. Anybody disagree with the Raiders? You manage 3. You're a professional football team. You manage 3 first downs. Geno Smith aged 40 years in front of us, and Pete Carroll seems lost. Anybody going to disagree? I don't think so. All right. And then Dolphins. I mean, the Dolphins, they will win one more game this season, and it'll be against the Commanders in Spain.
Oh my God.
And that's it. And that'll be it. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Well, they're playing the Jets, so they'll win that game too. So
they might. They might, or the Jets get their one win, right?
It might be 0-0.
If you think the dysfunction in Miami can travel to Spain and put together a product on the field that is competitive.
Hey guy, listen. Last week, Andy was like, "Oh, they're not that bad. They could beat the Browns."
I'm telling you the same thing. They're not that bad. The dysfunction that you saw, they're not traveling to Spain and doing good.
I mean, Darren Waller is retiring. I don't know if you saw that news, right? But he's like, I'm injured enough where I don't want to play anymore, basically. So he's done. Waddle should be traded. I mean, if you're Miami, you need to sell Achane and Waddle right now. They're worth first-round picks. Get first-round picks. Do it. And then you're still stuck with Tua, but you can dump it.
I have never seen a team live and die by a quarterback so aggressively than Miami. Like if Tua does not have a decent
just look
game,
down the street, buddy.
They are horrendous. No, we're good.
No, but Tua, yeah, Tua's
our quarterback.
I mean, Tua. Does anyone believe?
Well, the Ravens. Sorry, the Ravens. I mean, Lamar Jackson is the other, like that one. I mean, Derrick Henry aside, but without Lamar, that team's is incapable of doing anything.
I mean, they're flirting with bottom. I mean, they're definitely bottom half based on record right now. 1 or 2 more losses, and they're going in this pile of garbage at the bottom of the league that should be relegated. But the Dolphins, I mean, they're done. They're done. Like there is
There's
nothing
no salvaging the season.
There's
They
no
shouldn't even try to salvage the season.
But what's odd, and to Andy's earlier point, is there are pieces there that are worth something. Why not sell? Like, why not just do it? Right? Like, you're not, because Hill's not, even if Hill comes back, he's still going to be 34, I think, next year. Right? You're in this pseudo almost rebuild anyway, or 33.
They can't abandon Tua that way. I think that's the problem, is the optics of leaving Tua.
I mean, why not though? The
Bears, then you have to just blame Tua.
But the Bears draft and cut quarterbacks all the time. I mean, they've done it for 25 years, right? I mean, the Jets are doing it now. Like, Tua's not. Is Tua going to win a Super Bowl?
No, but the Bears have never been a quarterback destination. I mean, that's a terrible example in that regard. Like, name the last good Bears quarterback of the last 40 years.
It's the same with the Jets. It's the same with the Raiders. Like, the Dolphins will not win a Super Bowl with Tua. So why continue to invest in Tua? I mean,
you just paid him. You paid him.
I understand, but
money.
This is the Clay Travis take that I've been parroting on this show now for we're in season 8 of DTC, right? Every year you draft a quarterback, right? Because you if you don't have one, you have no shot. Miami doesn't have one. That's just a fact. So sell everybody, sell everything. Maybe trade him to the Dolphins. Trade him to the Browns. Like, trade him somewhere else. Like, somebody would give you something for him. Just
what did you just say? Trade who to the trade who?
Trade Tua to the Dolphins is what he just.
No, I said trade Tua to the Browns or to the Raiders. Did I say Dolphins?
You said Dolphins.
You did.
I thought you were talking about the Dolphins trading for somebody else.
Trade it to the WWE. I think he's related to Jey Uso. Just have him come out there eating with Jey Uso and his cousins. I don't care. Just get him off of the Dolphins. They're toast. They're finished. All right, let's go top 5. Top five. Colts are number 1.
No.
The Colts are one self-inflicted fumble away from being undefeated.
The Lions are number 1.
Did you hear what I just said? The Colts would be undefeated if
look at who the Colts beat. Look at who the Lions beat. The Lions are number 1.
Perfect FP. If not,
I don't care.
On their own.
Look at who the Colts beat. Look at who the Lions beat. The Lions are number 1.
I mean, okay, Matt, Andy, you got an opinion on this?
I have Colts number 1. They're even though the schedule strength of schedule. I'm not. I just said I have Colts number 1.
Okay,
how's that for you?
No, I'm saying, like, don't let him bully you or steamroll you. Yeah, Colts are number 1.
No,
yeah.
Look at the record.
They're beating teams by more than 14 points every single game.
Okay,
if they're beating the teams they're supposed to beat.
Chargers.
They're crushing them. Sure.
Cardinals.
But like none of the
Raiders,
games are close. None of the games
Titans,
are close. None of the games
Dolphins.
are close. None of the games are close.
They literally just beat our bottom 5 that we said were the worst in the NFL, and they lost to the Rams.
They lost to the Rams, but they lost to themselves. Like,
they beat the bottom 5s.
And on the reverse is the Lions beat the Bucks, who many of us probably have in our top 5 right now.
They beat
right.
They lost to the Chiefs, right?
Yes.
They beat.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I mean,
they beat the Ravens. They walloped the Bears.
Right.
They beat the Bucks.
You've got the Lions at 1. Who you got it to?
The Colts.
Okay, so and I think most of us have the Lions, so they're interchangeable. Fine. Who you got at 3?
That's a hard one. It's a hard one. I wanted to put Seattle up there. I wanted to put them, but after that Texans game and the turnovers, I don't think I can. I know you probably want to put the Rams.
100%. I'm Stafford all the way. 5
the
touchdowns.
The Bucks fell out of grace.
Yeah.
You might have to give it. It's hard. You might have to give it to the Rams, but also kind of like the Niners.
Oh my God.
Look,
that's tough.
Hey,
yeah,
you're the one.
It's still
you're the one talking to me
Bills.
about records. Look at the Niners' record.
You got the Bills in the top 5, Matt?
It's still the Bills, guys. The Falcons loss, I think, is an anomaly, and I think the Patriots. Look, I think what Drake May did that game was but also the Patriots are in the but I'm saying I think the Bills are still one of the most complete teams in the NFL, and I think you'll see once they come back off the bye. I think they'll course correct. I think every team gets a bad loss.
We're all going to disagree with you. Okay, who's your top? Just give me the 1 through 5. Who's your 5?
So I had Lions, Colts, Bills, Rams, and then Patriots as my fifth.
Solid.
I don't hate the Patriots. I'm not buying on the Bills.
Yeah, I'm not buying the Bills either.
Bills is a little bit tough. Andy, what's your 1 to 5?
I got Colts 1, Lions 2, Rams 3. Actually, I have Seahawks 4. I like the Seahawks. Even though they had a tough game, I think the Texans are like ranked the number 1 or number 2 defense in the league. So, yeah, they're going to give them a hard time. Darnold had an off game. They still managed to win the game, and that's what good teams do. I have the Chiefs number 5. They're back. They're clicking. They have freaking Rashi, whatever.
They do belong.
So annoying.
And then I have a sneaky 6, Denver. Denver's what? 5 and 2.
I love it.
6.
No.
They're a sneaky 6.
Up and down. Two up and down.
Eyeball test. All right.
6. I don't want to play any of those teams that I just mentioned.
Yes, I would concur with that statement.
I think you guys are sleeping on what the Niners are putting together.
I want to play the Niners.
Christian McCaffrey is insane. He is an insane player, and he is back. And Mac Jones is proving to be a very good quarterback.
Reclamation, yep.
And they don't lose a beat if they decide to introduce QB controversy. They don't really miss a beat with Brock in because that's just Kyle Shanahan's offense. And if they just get a little bit healthier, which they're due, it's coming up very soon. And that defense, the injuries aside, Fred Warner being out, doesn't miss a beat. I mean, we started the season by saying the NFC West was going to be one of the worst divisions of football. There's 3 teams with 5 wins. You can't deny that the Niners are stringing together the tough wins when they should be getting the losses. That's what good teams do.
That's fair.
I mean, that's fair. I think the reason I hold the 49ers out of the top 5 is I don't believe. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, I can't put my finger on anything.
Right, but do you give it an automatic win to the Rams or the Seahawks when they go face the Niners?
No.
It's not an automatic win.
No, it's not an automatic win. And I think
the problem is we've seen this movie before. We've seen them go 13-3. We've seen them run Rams over the NFC West and the NFC. And then at the end of the day, that just ends. It feels empty-handed. So I feel like it's hard. Yes, I mean, is that fair? No, but I feel like that's the problem with the Niners is they've been consistently good for so long. Even their bad years are years that any of us would take as a right. And so I think that's the problem. The problem is like, okay, are we just going to end up in the same place holding the bat at the end of the table?
But what's the DNA of a Super Bowl winning team the last 10 years? Super strong run game, really good defense. Quarterback that doesn't shit the bed.
QB play. Yeah, I mean, Mahomes is a little more than that. I mean,
no, I'm not talking Mahomes. I'm talking Eagles, right? You just really strong run game, really good defense, a quarterback that can manage. That's all you need.
That won't make mistakes. Yeah,
even Burrow when they made it into the Super Bowl. I mean, a lot of it was Burrow and those receivers, but at the time they were running hard and they were playing really good defense. To the point where everybody wanted to hire what's-his-face, the DC, before they fell apart because they couldn't keep any players in Cincy.
I'm struggling with this. Go ahead, Matt.
I was going to pose the question because I'm surprised. We were talking about like the Burrow and receivers thing. This season, that's the Cowboys. That's Prescott and the receivers. None of us have them in the top 5. Are we just hating?
Yeah.
So I have them at 6, and I said this a couple weeks ago. I'm not interested. I'm not only looking at record. It's the eyeball test, right? And that's why I have the Rams so high. The Rams are a complete football team. The Colts, FP, you're right. I'm actually going to change my rankings here on the fly. I'm going to move them to 2 because if they
face the Lions,
Dallas cannot be 6. They have no defense.
Dallas can't be 6.
It doesn't matter if you're going to go out and score 40 points easily every week. It doesn't matter if you give up 30. It doesn't matter.
It does because you give up a tie to the Packers. The Bears beat you. Like, no, you have to have a good defense.
The Packers also belong in this conversation. The Packers are also a complete team, and that pains me to say because it's well documented how much I hate that franchise. No, but they are
the Cowboys top 6. No chance. With a defense like that, no chance.
Well, I mean, you also have to. I mean, again, you also have to look at record, right? Because who have the Cowboys really beaten? Nobody.
No, and they tied the Packers. But the Packers are going to be around for a while. They can run. They can certainly play some defense.
I feel like the Packers should be better than what they're doing.
They should be.
In my mind,
that's why they're not top 5. Is they should be better.
They should be better than what I'm seeing. They should be.
The Bucs should also be worse than what you're seeing, and maybe there's a little bit of leveling off here. They need pieces back, And I said earlier in the show, who goes into any building and wins without their 3 top receivers? Baker has done that a couple times already this season, actually, but he needs to get his pieces back. And it looks like he's going to lose Evans for the season.
The Bucs are a perfect alternate universe of what the Redskins would be if our defense could do anything.
Do anything. Yes, I agree with that. I mean, I agree with that. I think you guys are sleeping a little bit on the Rams, though, and how good of a season Matt Stafford is putting together. I agree with Matt's take that the Patriots belong in the conversation, where it's crazy to say that.
Definitely over the Cowboys.
Drake May is playing almost perfect football right now, and he's getting it done with, Booty and Diggs, and they've got 2
Hunter
running backs.
Henry.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting it done. Vrabel's a real coach, and I mean, they haven't beaten any. Like, they don't have a signature. Maybe
the Bills
signature win. They have one signature win, but and they beat up on the Titans
Bills in Buffalo. Yeah, I mean,
Buffalo. Yeah, and that's why for me the Bills just can't be in that.
And that's It's a fair. And I'm tossed like, yeah. I tend to be a little biased towards the Bills. I like the Bills, but I also think there were a couple. I think Drake May just played out of his mind that game. I don't know. I don't have a reason for the Falcons loss, to be completely honest. Like, I think that was a bad loss. I think it was a game they should have won. But I think at the end of the day, everybody's gonna be looking at the Bills as one of the top 2 teams in the league.
The bigger headline here is the parity in the NFL is in full force, because really, even within the top 5, right? 4 down, 4 to 8, they're all more or less interchangeable.
I think any team in the top 8, with the exception of the Rams, can beat any other team.
Yeah.
I'd pick the Rams I'd pick the Rams to beat anybody. That's how high I am on them.
I mean, if we're gonna run away with 1, 2, 3, Lions, Colts, Rams, sure, then maybe they separate themselves from the pack. But 4 to 8, interchangeable, fully interchangeable. Unfortunately, the Redskins are sitting at like 13 to 15 right now.
I think you're being extremely generous after what we saw on Sunday FP. They don't belong in the
13.
I saw.
Yeah, come on,
no chance.
So on The Athletic this morning, they've got this new simulator for playoff chances. Commanders had the 4th worst chances in the league to make the playoffs. It's down to like 9%. I was stunned by that, because I don't think they're that bad. But like,
they have the 3rd hardest schedule. I mean,
maybe they're not who we thought they were.
Don't come back and apologize to me after this team gets healthy and the defense.
Oh my God!
Made.
Okay.
Don't come apologize to me. Don't. I'm not going to take your apology.
Look, I don't want a 500 record. I just want to lose, and I want a better draft pick. Halas, I'm done.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that either. If finishing 500 or 1 win over 500 and screwing up your draft position is not worth it. Not in the modern NFL, anyway. 2 more topics, boys. A little bit of a quick transition here. I want to talk NBA season begins tonight. We'll do it quick. For those before we hit go, I kind of forced everyone in the green room to watch the NBA on NBC Open, and it was freaking awesome. Like, Round Ball Rock is back. Mike Tirico is an actual broadcaster. They're going to do it right. This is my hot take. The NBA on NBC, or NBC is going to save. Peacock is going to save the NBA by bringing some gravitas to these broadcasts. And, FP, to your point, you're talking about parity in the NFL. I think there's a lot of parity in the NBA as well, especially in those top 5, 6, 7 teams. I'm just going to ask, does anybody care? I'm probably the only one that cares about the Wizards, but does anyone care about the league at large and kind of getting the season going? I mean, right now, for anybody watching, we're deep in the 3rd quarter. Houston and OKC playing an excellent game right now. But does anybody care? Like, the Wizards will likely win
First of all,
Under
can I even watch the NBA? Like, who owns the rights now? Is it ESPN? Is it
Everybody.
NBC? Like,
Everybody.
Amazon,
You
NBC,
and I own the rest.
ABC.
It's straight up NFL style. So you get NBA on NBC twice a week. You get 2 nights a week on Prime, and you get 2 nights a week on ESPN. There's actually a lot of coverage, and Prime is promising to do the multi-angle overheads and some of the cool stuff they do for Thursday Night Football for the NBA, which actually I really enjoy watching, from that all 22 view. But there's a lot more coverage, Andy, to your point. Does anybody care, like, as the season kicks off here?
People will care if the NBA confirms or reassures that stars will play in games. If you can't have all of these broadcast rights and all of a sudden Prime is stuck with trash games where your all-stars are sitting out and they only come in for NBC games, but then the ESPN Christmas games, they get something good. Like, give me a solid product every week with all-stars playing every week. The NBA will emerge victor again, but that's not the case
for a
anymore.
stars-driven league, they have a problem. I mean, LeBron's not playing today. He's got sciatica. Tell me about, like, if that's not fitting, like, if sciatica isn't an old man's, like, dude, like, and I think part of the NBA problem is the storylines, right? So they do this stupid thing before the season even begins. Who's the MVP of the season? No, a game hasn't been played yet. You've already, like, SGA is already the MVP favorite. Games haven't even been played. So I think NBA has a storytelling problem, if I'm being honest, right? And the other problem is that stars play now 70% of the games, 60% of the games. That's a bad look, right? Like I want to see, I know they're getting old. I was just talking, but I want to see Steph play. I want to see even LeBron in his 40s. I want to see the stars play.
I don't want to see LeBron play.
I get it.
Luka,
right? The old
I'm
heads
saying,
are
like,
gone soon. Joker's gone soon. KD's gone soon. Steph is gone.
Well, Joker's younger than you think, but Joker's amazing. Like, I want to see.
But Joker hates being in the NBA.
Yeah, he hates basketball.
Yeah,
so,
which I love. I actually love that. It makes me love watching him so much more because I think he feels about the NBA the way I feel about the NBA. Like, it's on, so I have to watch
feels
it,
about
right?
the NBA the way Andy felt about coming on this show tonight.
Yeah,
he'll do it.
Yeah.
He'll do it. He's
I'll
here
do
for
it.
I don't want to be fined. Yeah, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be fined. He's pulling a Marshawn. Look, I'm going to make a couple predictions here. You guys tell me if you disagree. I think the league is going to have a resurgence in people paying attention to it because they've made it a point to strip the politics out of the game. I mean, Adam Silver has made it a point. He said some very stupid things over the summer, but he said a couple smart things as well. And one of them is we want to get back to playing basketball, which is a big deal. LeBron and his decision and Hennessy is all stupid. The further he stays away from the Lakers and lets Luka, like, take over that team, that spotlight, it's better for the league. I'm going to make a bold prediction here on literally day one of the season. I think we're going to see New York and we're going to see LA in the finals at the end of this. I think Houston is doing something pretty interesting where their average, the average height on their starting lineup is 6'7". It's actually freaking wild how tall that lineup is, tallest in the history of the league. The Thunder are defending champions. They are a team with one star and many, many, many budding stars.
Who's the Knicks coach?
Mike Brown.
Yeah, Mike Brown.
Mike Brown. Yeah, no, they're not.
He's never won a thing. Yeah,
I don't care how good their roster is.
The league would benefit tremendously from a New York LA final.
How many clips of Patrick Ewing are you going to see the NBA and the Knicks? I'm just saying, like, NBA on NBC.
You're living your retro fantasy right now just because of the NBC.
I know. I was so hyped over the NBA on NBC Open and seeing all the old heads be like, I want Jordan and Karl Malone and Patrick Ewing. I want them to suit up for the All-Star weekend and play old guys. I want old versus new.
I'd pay to see that. I'd pay for each person to get one old guy to put on the team, give 5 minutes a game, right, and just like let him come in.
That should be part of the All-Star weekend.
That's what
yes. I want to see the Michael Jordan challenge where you play one-on-one and then you get the final boss, like WWE style, where Jordan comes out of the tunnel and then you got to score on MJ, right? And we spot him 3.
Look, I think the NBA.
Yeah, but you put Wemby over Jordan. Jordan's not stopping a Wemby. He's never faced a Wemby. It's an alien. The last time he faced a Wemby was literally
Okay,
Space Jam.
Go get Yao Ming and his size 40 thighs. Okay, and have him. I just want to see him play. I just want to see it. Like nobody cares anyway. It's all exhibition. Why not get the old guys out there? Why not?
Because LeBron is still in the league. He has sciatica. You think the old guys that have been sitting out for 15, 20 years are going to be able to come in and run up and down the court more than twice?
Scottie Pippen and Larry Bird can't shoot 3-pointers. They can't shoot 3-pointers? Of course they can. Of course they can. Why not?
They're 100 years old, Joe.
Larry,
nobody.
You get dislocated elbows if they have to shoot more than 3 times.
I mean, I know, but I don't know. I'm excited for the season. I'm excited that NBC gets it back. I'm excited that we get a professional broadcast crew. I think Tirico is the guy who's going to bring some gravitas to the broadcast and just do it right. And so, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that the season doesn't suck because I love basketball. We all love basketball. We want it to not suck, and it sucked for a while.
Here's what I think NBC is doing. First of all, I don't think it's a coincidence that I came on right around the halftime when Jordan sat down and I sat down. So it felt very appropriate. So
you're our Jordan, Matt the Met.
Yeah, I'm just glad we were all
only when he played baseball.
That's right.
Wizard Jordan here to clean up.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm here for it. No worries. Also, but what they are doing is like they're pairing Tirico with players, right? So you're hearing from players. You're getting into the mind of the player. Like, look, Doris Burke is she's nice, she's good, but I don't want to hear Doris Burke tell me about, like, I want to hear, they got Jamal, I forget who's on the broadcast today, but the halftime is Melo, Vince, Tracy McGrady, right? Like you're hearing from like some of the best guys talking about these guys and really compare and be able to get, I'm hoping that we're going to get into the mind of the player more, really get into kind of the ins and outs of what's happening. I think that's going to be.
We're going to get ball busting too. I think people are going to come out. I think those guys, because they're not TV personalities, they're going to come out and say, all these guys do is 3-and-D. We'd kill them. I'd put like I want them to have the conversation.
I want to face them. Yeah.
NBC has the chance to do what Fox did with Fox NFL Sunday by getting Hall of Fame caliber ex-players to all sit together and just talk about what they saw. Right. And Fox NFL Sunday, I mean, what was there 35 years ago they started?
Well, yeah, they grabbed
completely changed the game.
We want you to talk about football.
Terry, Howie.
Oh my God. I would watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would watch an alternate broadcast of like Barstool style Vince Carter and whoever just in a green room talking.
Well, exactly the reason why the TNT broadcasts were so great was because those four together, Shaq and Charles and the Jet, like they were amazing. And the fact that they got that ESPN found a way to keep them together, that is also really good for the NBA because the NBA needed to keep those four together.
Yes,
we'll see if they're the same show though. I don't know. Like,
we'll see what ESPN
has a way to ruin. Yeah, exactly.
But also, Charles has a way of saying, "Find me what you." I'm going to say what I need to say.
Yeah, I'm going to say what I want to say, and if you don't like it, I'll stop showing up. But I'm excited for the NBA. We'll see if this carries in, for a week or 2 or 3. But I mean, we officially have all 4 sports going right now. Like the 4 bigs are going, plus European soccer, plus World Cup qualifying. There's all kinds of stuff happening at the same time. Anybody have thoughts, predictions, anything NBA?
Yeah. I did have a take for you on the. So I don't hate your Knicks take coming out of the East just because I think the East is basura. Like there's nothing really good coming out of the East. I actually I think the Warriors are going to come out of the West, and I know that sounds crazy, but I think they're going to. I think for Steph. I think Steph and Butler and Draymond. I actually really like the Horford, and I think they're going to make a move with Kuminga mid-season that is going to elevate this team. And I think they're going to in the playoffs they have more experience of just about any other team, to be honest with you. And I think they're going to be really dangerous, and I think they come out of the West. So I think a Knicks Warriors cross country finals would be good for the NBA, and I think that's likely what we're going to get.
I don't see who would come out of the East besides the Knicks. I mean, there's too many injuries for the Celtics, too many injuries for the Bucks, too many injuries for the Pacers. Like the Heat are a shell of who they used to be.
Will never do anything.
The Sixers will never do
anything. Then you're getting to the Magic.
Cleveland
can't surprise.
Yeah. It's Cleveland, Orlando, and New York,
and the Knicks.
The 3 best. I mean, look, the best thing that can happen to the NBA is that they play defense. Personally, if the average score comes down from 130 to 110 or 99, like that would be amazing too. But I want to touch on, sorry, real quick, caps. This is really more for FP and Andy here. Great start to the season. Hit us with a quick cap report here, because I think everybody had fast start. Nobody had this fast of a start.
Disappointing loss on Sunday. I think the schedule just got to them early, the quick turnaround and just slow start, but they turned it into a game. But basically what you're seeing with the Caps this season is they went out in the offseason and they said, what do we have to do to make ourselves competitive against a team like the Hurricanes and some of these faster teams that the NHL is producing? And they did it, right? The speed is there. The quick fire offense is there. They don't look slow and sluggish. Even when Ovi's out there, they have enough pieces around him that you don't notice how slow Ovi is when he's out there. So they did the right thing this offseason, where it wasn't a full retool, but it was, okay, we need to adjust what our offseason is so that we can compete if we do get into the second round of the playoffs to some of these faster teams. Because the skills were always there. Now they just had to add the youth and the speed, and they did just that. And you're seeing dividends early.
And they're healthy. Number one, that's a big thing. Like, our defense is healthy, and we're not playing through Ovechkin anymore, trying to get him the record. Like, we are actually playing
complementary hockey.
Yeah, complementary. People are scoring, people are shooting, setting each other up. Like, it's not tunnel vision through Ovi anymore. And I think we're a really hard team to stop when we're playing complementary hockey through.
Is it too early for forwards? Too early for a prediction here on how the season plays out? Assume health. But
it's going to go through Carolina. It always will.
I mean, I'd give them top 3 seeding for playoffs, maybe.
I mean, that would be a successful season. I mean, do you think Ovi, based on what you're seeing out of him, is he a liability or not yet?
No, he's still getting it done.
As long as he's not like the focal point every single game, like, he's good. He plays his part. He plays his role. He's good.
He's still hard hitting. He's still got the crazy shot. I mean, it's just you're solidified in goal keeping. It's a good team top to bottom. There isn't really any glaring weaknesses.
Carlson.
But you're playing more, and this is going to be for like the true NHL heads. You're playing more Rock the Red era hockey, right? So pre-Wilson and Oshie, and you're playing kind of faster, just aggressive offense, and that's what you need. But when we shifted to that all caps era, when we won the cup with the Oshie Wilson era,
I'll say it again,
everything slowed down a little bit, and you needed sort of that like slow, grinded out win. That does not work anymore in the NHL. It got way too fast. So reverting back to that Rock the Red era, which was probably one of the best eras in all of DC sports, it's refreshing to see that Carberry quickly recognized it, and they quickly went out and adjusted.
So it has been fun to see the resurgence and interest. I mean, local media is talking more Caps early in the season than I recall in seasons past. Andy was really upset about the loss, obviously, on Sunday, but I mean, as a casual observer and fan, team seems built to do some work. I mean,
this is the gold era of the NHL, equivalent to the 90s of the NBA. Like, this is, you tune into an NHL game, you have no idea who's on the ice, you have no idea what's happening with the teams. You will have an entertaining product in front of you, and you can sit there and get sucked into the game.
I'm gonna clip that, FP. That's a good take. Are you boys watching this Houston OKC game, by the way?
It's very good game.
It's actually
Who's
good.
streaming? What is it on?
It's on Peacock. It's on NBA.
Okay. My creds should work for you, Andy.
Haven't said that in about 15 years.
Log in with my creds.
20 years since the NBA on NBC, but it's entertaining. All right, last topic. World Series is set. We have Dodgers and Blue Jays.
It's already done.
I mean, you don't give the you don't give Drake and the Blue Jays a chance here, Matt. No chance.
Look, I actually think
you don't believe in Max anymore?
I think the environment in Toronto is insane, and I think, believe it or not, like, I think that could potentially maybe. I mean, that first of all, before we jump, that Game 7 home run, George Springer home run, like I know we've been talking about it in the group chat. Dude, that moment, like there aren't many moments in sports that compare to that, like hitting a home run that, you know, puts your team in the lead in a Game 7. I mean, that's the stuff that you play sports for. That's the stuff you watch.
I mean, that's 30 for 30 making right there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was fantastic. But I think, I mean, the Dodgers, they were built to be dominant. They were built to trample all over you. And their pitching staff has pitched barely none of the season. Almost none of the Snell was hurt. Yamamoto was hurt. They had at one point 8 starters on the DL. They are so healthy now. They are so rested now. Like the only hope that I think you have is if their offense comes out rusty Game 1 and you win like a 2-1 game in Toronto, and then you get swept after that. So I think at most it goes 5, but this Dodgers team is too stacked. And I think we were talking about parity before. Baseball is the opposite of that. And I think the Dodgers are going to be a problem. The Dodgers are a problem right now. Obviously, like it's easy. My team pays $350 million and they don't even make the playoffs. So whatever. And so you look at the Dodgers with a bit of like envy, right? Like they spend money the right way. And they're talking about being in on Kyle Tucker, by the way. So like these guys spend money, they spend it the right way. And they've built a team that's going to be dominant for years and years.
Give me
and
a
years
percent chance that the Blue Jays win.
7%.
Oh my God.
The World Series is 2-3-2 format, right?
Yeah. I think it was. They've been 2-3. I think it's 2-3-2 again this year. Yeah, for this
because of the travel. They're going coast to coast. I think it is. Yes.
So
I don't know. Does that help Toronto at all?
But well, the Blue Jays. So no, actually, it helps the Dodgers in that Dodgers need to win 1, and then they go home for 3, right? Because the Blue Jays actually have home field advantage, right?
They split it all, yeah.
If they split the Dodgers, it's done. It's never coming back, right? So Toronto needs to hope for winning the first 2, losing the first 3, and then come back and do what you did against the Mariners again. Take Game 6 and 7.
I mean, Matt, did you want to see the Mariners get out? Would you have preferred? Would we have gotten?
I thought the Mariners were going to be the better matchup. That's what I thought. I thought the Mariners were the better matchup. I think the Blue Jays are the better story. Although I think everybody would have been rooting for the Mariners, having never been to the World Series before. That would have been cool to see them against the mighty Dodgers. Look, anything can happen in sports. I don't see this happening. I think it'll be Dodgers likely in 4. I'll say 5, like a gentleman's sweep, just because I think Game 1 is potentially a game that could go Toronto's way. But after that, just. I mean, in the NLCS against the Brewers, every one of their starting they pitched Shohei Game 4, and he went 6 2/3. Like, what are we talking about? Like Snell went 8. Yamamoto pitched a complete game. Glasnow went 7. Right? I mean, any one of those guys is an ace on any other team. They have 4 aces, right? And then they have Sasaki coming out of the pen. He's closing for them. And the thing that he's a starter, so he could go 3 innings and take 7, 8. And they fixed their bullpen problem. The weakness of the Dodgers coming into the playoffs was their bullpen. They were collapsing. They were losing leads late. That actually the last month of the season, they were struggling. People thought they were. And so what do? They threw a starter in the bullpen. Now they need their starter to go 6. Sasaki finishes with 2-3 innings. They've literally made a weakness a strength. They're stacked. I don't know how you lose. I don't know.
I mean, are we watching the World Series then, just in 4K because it's beautiful to watch? The World Series.
Hopefully it's Fox and broadcast in 4K, and I'll watch. I always watch, and I hope because I think there's always moments in the World Series that are memorable. And I think they stay with you, and you go back.
Do we get Joe Buck if it's Fox? I actually like him more with baseball.
We don't get
anymore.
We never get Joe. We never get Joe anymore.
I actually like him more. But he moved to ESPN.
The Dodgers are appointment television. I mean, no,
yes.
Ohtani
I didn't even talk about Ohtani. Right.
He's the best player to ever play baseball.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have an opportunity to watch. Whoever your GOAT is in their prime, do their thing. How do you not watch? This is Tiger on Sunday in red for a decade. This is Brady under center for 25 years. This is Jordan and the Bulls. This is Yeah, this is peak OVR. That one's for you.
The one problem with baseball is it's about an hour between each at bat, right? Like every time he comes up, but he gives you a home run every time he comes up. So it's like, like that's
things move. Things move. I mean, that's the one.
Baseball's moving, but yeah, like
baseball has been, and it is beautiful to watch in 4K. There's just something about the grandness of a baseball field or diamond or whatever, and it looks good on TV. I mean, what else can you say? But and
Shohei is must-watch TV. I can't. That line that we were talking about, that stat line of 10 strikeouts, 3 home runs in a game. I've been reading a lot about it. Just even watching it, I was like, this could be the greatest game that any one person has ever played. I still think that might be true. I was listening to something interesting. They were like what the NBA comp would be for something like that. Like we were talking about the NBA earlier. Like what would the NBA comp be for a guy who strikes out 10 and hits 3 home runs? It's likely a 50-point triple-double with 10 blocks. Like to get to that level of like domination.
We see it this year with Wemby. Book it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like a quadruple double. Right. It would be so. Where you're winning on both sides, you're dominating on both. Shohei's incredible. It's funny. I don't know if Shohei's...
Matt's getting really excited.
I know he's full on. He's
no.
What are we gonna do?
The one thing that I'll say is I don't know if there's an interesting thing with Shohei. Is like I think many guys have come up playing baseball in the past where they could have been great pitchers and great hitters, but you're always told to specialize. You pick one and you're kind of moved off the other. So I don't know if we've never seen a Shohei before because there haven't been anybody like who's been given the opportunity, or if he really is that good to be doing both. I think that's just an interesting thing that I've been thinking about because there have been guys who have been good batters.
You're watching the evolution of the sport, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And I think you're going to give more opportunities to guys to be the next Shohei.
Yes.
That's going to be really difficult because he's doing it at a level that is...
But the league doesn't have a choice because if you get one of them, you're set. And you can't not try to get one.
It just depends on where he ends up. He has to go to a team that spends money.
That's him in particular, right? But if you're gonna give, I'm saying in general, if you've got somebody in your system that looks to have, an arm and a bat, you've got to explore that because if you don't and he signs somewhere else or he does what Ohtani's doing now for a different team, like your fans will never forgive you, right? I mean he's just a different caliber player. I don't know what else.
It's different. And again, but on the other side of that, I think teams might be reluctant to give in to the guys who want to play both sides because they won't be the next Shohei. Nobody's going to do it as well as this guy's doing it right now. Like he's not just a pitcher, he's an ace pitcher, right? But he's not just a batter. He is, MVP. He could win the MVP and the Cy Young in a given season, right? Which is insane. Like that's unheard of, right? And so but it's must-watch TV from that regard. But
anybody willing to put money on Blue Jays?
I'm a degenerate. I'll do it.
Yeah, is it worth just a flyer?
Yeah, for sure. I'll take that bet.
Parlay the Blue Jays
money on the Redskins over the Chiefs. Let's do it.
What I'm saying. I was going to say let's go parlay. Skins beat Chiefs. Blue Jays beat the Blue Jays beat the Dodgers, and in game 1, and let's do Wizards season win total.
22.5.
Over 25.
Gents, if you like getting rid of money, I'll take it. Like there's no need to bet it. Just hand it over.
No, there's no sweat just handing it over. No, everybody needs a sweat.
I'll make you sweat. I'll make you run.
All right, let's wrap this up because OKC's within 2.
This is a very good game. FP, anything for you, sir? We'll call it a show here in just a second. FP, anything you want to plug?
Yeah, Toronto has no chance in winning because any team that Drake historically roots for loses. So sorry, Toronto.
Well said. Matt the Met, anything from you, sir?
I think I'd love to get into some World Cup qualifying and asking the question, is 48 teams too many? I think that'd be an interesting conversation for our next show.
And $6,000 to go to Philly to watch the USA lose, also too much.
Also too much.
Yes. Andy, anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I think Liverpool made the wrong decision, spending all that money on Alexander Isak. They had a good thing going with Ekitike, their forward. Now he's sitting on the bench.
Spinoff show.
I love it. When are we doing the football show?
Let's talk
Gunners.
Let's talk
Can I say what I want?
No, you guys are never
You guys are,
This
you guys are like,
is the season. This
yeah,
is the
you guys
season.
are like the Niners. You guys are always good, but
That's
you just
right.
can't.
That's
you
right.
can't.
That's
Yeah.
the is a great.
No, so yeah, I
Great
think
call.
Liverpool's got some soul searching to do. They kind of lost their identity with all these big signings.
Surprised
Is
we
it
didn't get any.
cities again this year? Is it cities?
No
to
freaking
lose?
chance. It's Arsenal. They're running away with the table.
No, they're not.
Gunners.
Joe.
They'll come
Gunners
back.
got it. They're sitting on 16 right now. What's the problem?
You're up by like 1 point or something in the league. Like,
Yeah, over
come on.
Bournemouth and Aston or whoever. It's a very strange table right now.
All right.
No, just take a breath. Everything will be fine. No. I'm surprised FP didn't give us any F1 talk.
I'm ready. Max is going to make
Dude,
it
Max
a very
is coming
interesting
back. It's
championship.
insane.
Dude,
Yeah.
I need a buzzer. I need an around
Listen,
the horn.
we got 3 against 1 Premier League. I got 3 against 1 F1. All right, like it's
Dude,
Next iteration of DTC is going to be around the horn style, where I get a buzzer and I get to ask questions and just mute people.
I would never give you that much power.
yeah.
I will delete this podcast before
my
you get
God.
that power.
The show is
Dude.
DTC defeating the curse. Go ahead, Matt. What are you going to plug? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, man, there's a lot of drama in F1.
Oh my
It's
God,
quite
no,
interesting,
forget.
but-
Control
Dude,
Alt
McLaren
Delete,
was
dude.
running away with it, and now we
Yeah.
got a Verstappen. Like
Nobody
like,
cares.
it's
Nobody
interesting.
cares.
More
I
people
care,
than
Matt.
you
Matt.
think.
I care.
Actually, ironically, 3 of you care about F1.
Yeah, more people care than you think. Yeah.
Okay. DTC defeating the curse. Thank you for hanging out with us. This one was an extra fatty. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Andy's plug-in Liverpool. FP wants Max to win everything. Matt Demet wants. I guess he's back on Barca. Very good. Very good. Again, DTC defeating the curse. Email the show at defeatingthecurse@gmail.com. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for DTC. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week to cover, hopefully, Skins win in Kansas City. We'll see. We're out.